I'm all down for helping the females and supporting the sisters, but I'm sure this was not in the memo.
Hold on a minute. Quincy's been gone a while, isn't he?
Yeah, the drinks.
Oh,
Poch, how long are we asking for the drinks?
Quincy, where's the drinks?
Can't get the stuff.
Such a blessing, making us to understand that many things we thought we can't achieve are possible. Believe or not believe, but that's the way it is. Forget your dramas and fears. Don't be afraid of your dreams. What your mama says. Hush, don't cry, little baby, little baby, little baby, little baby. Hush, don't cry. Listen what your mama says. Tomorrow is a great unknown. Today is what you own. Yesterday is a history. So live your life the way. Others could follow. Full happiness, no sorrow. No. Hush, don't cry. Little baby, little baby, little baby, little baby. Don't cry. Listen what your mama says. Hush, don't cry. Little baby, little baby, little baby, little baby. Hush, don't cry. Play with me. Tomorrow is another day.
Emiliyah and the Extra Timers, ladies and gentlemen. But right about now, it's yours truly, Cockney Prince Quincy, is in the building. I just thought it's very fitting to open the show with a Bob Marley and the Wailers classic, Is This Love? As we know, unfortunately, one of the last trio of the Wailers sadly passed away, Mr. Bunny Wailer himself. Rest in eternal peace, King. Now, let's deal with this. the Harry and Meghan story is still rumbling on. Now, all of a sudden, Meghan is a bully. Now, apparently, the palace are investigating claims that Meghan had bullied her staff out of the palace way back in 2018. Yeah, I know. I don't know how he got into the papers either. This is better than any soap opera. This is like the most upper-class rap battle you could ever imagine. It's like the old school privilege versus the new school privilege. And as we say in the old East End, it's all going tits up. And we all know why the establishment is vexed, because they probably thought that the pair of them was going to run back to the family. But instead, they've run to Oprah. And she's probably got more money than the royal family anyway. You cannot investigate bullying claims and not investigate other members of the family. Andrew. Earrings, you say? Okay, let's go there. The papers have pointed out that Meghan has worn earrings which is given to her by the members of the Saudi royal family. Newsflash, they're all at it. And secondly, our government sells arms to them anyway. I leave that up to you to decide which one's worse. So here's the deal. My weekend's sorted. Tomorrow, watching Coming to America 2. And Sunday, I'm sitting down in my popcorn and watching Harry and Meghan. That's my MBE out of the window, but at least my conscience is clear. Speaking of conscience, check this out. Marcus Rashford set up a charity to feed hungry children. Boris set up a charity to fix his house. Let me say that again for the people at the back. This brother set up a charity to feed hungry kids. Our Prime Minister set up a charity to fix his yard. Like I said before, it's all gone tits up. And while we're at it, let's address this brother. He had a problem with British actor Daniel Kaluuya about him playing freedom fighter Captain Fred Hampton. He had issues with his accent.
If he has a Pan-Africanist spirit, I have no problem. But if he is just a black British coming over here making some money, playing black heroes, I have a problem.
He creates more beef with black people than actual oppressors. And those kind of comments don't help the fight, brother. Anyway, back to issues at home. Richie Sunak delivered the budget this week, and now we know how much track and trace really costs. £37 billion, not 22. And they want to give the nurses a 1% pay rise. When they're like 2 weeks ago, they asked us to do this. Now, I've worked out the budget myself, and it ain't rocket science. If you divided that £37 billion with every nurse in the NHS, do you know how much they get? 13 grand each. Now, that deserves a clap.
Look at that. Cooked to perfection.
If we have told you once, we have told you twice. For goodness sake, season the chicken. Jesus!
Now, you know my man is pissed when he says the Lord's name in vain. That's my roundup for the week, people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to Extra Time Fridays. Yours truly, Cockney Prince Quincy in the building, making your Friday nights that bit more and the lockdown a bit more easier. So, how you doing? Do you know you good?
I'm very well.
Right, before I get into it, I actually want to. Did you see the last little skit of the chicken and the rice and the brother's reaction?
Yes.
All right, so look, I want to ask you this simple little question, all right? And you meet a man of your dreams.
Yeah.
And he ticks every box,
yeah.
And you spend the night of your life, your toes are curling, and he wakes up and he says he's gonna make you something to eat. And you're like, oh my days, I can't believe he's making me something to eat. And he brings you back that. What are you gonna do?
I would have to say I would want to pinch myself and wake up because it was probably a nightmare.
Oh boy, that's all good. That's all good. So yeah, apart from that, yeah, you've been good. You got any things you want to say?
Well, do you know what? It is International Women's Day coming up, and on the show today, we are celebrating women. So for those of you who have joined us, thank you very much. We want to hear from you. Who would you like to celebrate as a female, given that it's International Women's Day coming up very soon? Send us your messages if you are watching via Facebook or YouTube and let us know.
Yep.
I've got somebody.
Who's that then?
Do you know what? She's a bit of an unsung hero, I would say, but being half Trini myself, I only think it's right to shout out Lwr Benjamin. Lwr is an actress, she's an author, she's a TV presenter, she's a businesswoman, and for those of a certain age, and I'm looking in your direction, Quincy.
Yeah, jog on.
She actually presented Play School and Play Away, and more recently she's actually known in the field of politics, Baroness Benjamin, as she is now known, and she actually sits in the House of Lords.
You know what? I'm gonna show my age, right, without any apology, right? So, if you are from a certain generation, you know she starred in a film called Black Joy as well. Did you know that?
No. Sorry.
Right, let's move on. Let's introduce our first guest, ladies and gentlemen. So, our first guest is a lady who is one of the pioneers in the media industry and within our circuit. So without any further ado, once you put your hands together and give it up for our first guest, Miss Elayne Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
That was nice.
That was fabulous. What an entrance.
Yeah, she weren't skipping early on. Like,
No, yeah.
Take your time in the years, innit?
I did. It's the first time I put on heels in over a year.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yes.
we are happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome to Extra Time Friday, Elaine.
Thank you for having me.
You're looking wonderful in orange.
Oh, thank you.
Now, as you know, I am actually one of your biggest fans. I've made no secret of it. We've met many times over the years, and you've had a fabulous career. You actually started out presenting LWR breakfast shows.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you went on to many other things. But tell us, how did you get into broadcasting? I mean, what inspired you to go down that route?
What inspired me? It wasn't actually it wasn't actually an inspiration. It was just a happy accident. And it all started from when I used to frequent Ronnie Scott's Maze Upstairs. Used to go down there with a bunch of girls, and the guy that used to run it, Keith, who's actually Gary MacDonald's brother. I've got to say that because it's name dropping. You know Gary MacDonald from EastEnders, right? Yeah. And he didn't have a dishwasher. Wow. So he used to give myself and my other 3 friends money to help him wash the glasses when the club was ended. And because I've always been into nails and that, so my way of getting out of it was like, I'll turn the set back on and play some music and entertain everybody that was still left back there, you know. But I didn't even think that I was going to be a DJ at that point either. And my boyfriend at the time, Michael, hi Michael, he said, "You're really good at this."
All fantastic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He said, "You're really good at this." And so we went to Keith and asked for a Wednesday night. And we just invited everybody we knew. It was completely packed. I teamed up with a guy called Robert, who is Michael's friend. And I played reggae, he played soul. And it was absolutely packed. The first records I put on, I put the needle on the record like that. Wow. And actually dropped it, because I was that, you know. But then when I looked out and everyone was dancing to the record that I put on, I thought, it's such a nice feeling. You just can't explain it. It's such a nice feeling. And then from there, I just kept getting bookings, and I think it was Daddy Ernie who saw me at the Uppercut and said, have you ever thought about doing radio? And I was like, why, what you got? And he was like, get a tape up to me at Hawkeye Records, and that must have been the Friday. The Saturday I brought it down. The Sunday I was meeting Zach in a club somewhere, and by the Monday I was doing the breakfast show.
Wow. And you know what, I didn't realise this, but I've done a bit of digging. You presented Top of the Pops.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
chart show.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
but you're most known for, obviously, the reason why you're here.
Yes.
For the, and I will say, world famous 291 Club.
The 291
Yeah, how did that
Club,
come
yes.
about?
The 291 Club, well, whilst I was on LWR, I used to get a lot of beautifully wrapped vinyl. And sometimes I used to get so much of it that I just didn't have the time to listen to it beforehand sometimes. And I hate to say it, but more often than not, you'd think, God, you spent all this money and the only thing left to do is to use it as a frisbee because it's rubbish.
You know what? Let's play a clip of 291 from back in the day. We got a clip. Plug it up and I'll beat it next.
People, are you ready? Here's DJ Elayne.
Whoa, how you doing? How are you doing? Welcome along to another fine edition of the 291 Club. Are you ready for the 291 Talent Quest? Well, good, so am I. Now, you all know it's the hardest thing in the world to be the first contestant on this stage. Are you going to give them a chance when they come out? Just what I like to hear.
291 from back in the day.
Do you know what? That brings back some really fond memories for me because I loved the show and that's where I discovered you for the first time as a young teenager. And actually, it was the first time I actually went out.
Wow.
291 Club at Hackney Empire. I was still in school. I won't say what age I was, but you know, seeing a role model like yourself up there, it was just wonderful. And you know, here you are today, and I'm interviewing you here today. But you know, we've got a number of variety shows on TV at the moment.
Yes.
Talent shows.
Yes.
We have Britain's Got Talent.
Yes.
We've got X Factor. We've got The Voice, etc., etc. But let me tell you something. None of them were quite like the 291 Club. What do you think made 291 stand out from all the others?
The audience. It's got to be the audience. Without the audience, the 291 would not be the 291. I mean, even after the show had ended and many other talent shows came up, their unique selling point was, we won't boo you. You know, we promote, not destroy. So people saw the booing as something destructive, but yet they wanted to do the 291 Club. But it's not the 291 Club without the people's voice. And the booing wasn't like supposed to be spiteful. It was just to tell you quick, go back to the drawing board.
Did you know the funny thing about it, like, because as a comedian, when I first started the circuit, that Hackney Empire was like my first like few gigs.
Yeah.
So most comics start off with like 15, 20, and I had like 2,000 people.
Was it
and all I was worried about was it was known for that. So it wasn't like I'm performing at Hackney Empire. It was
So
like
you did 291?
I done 291. And plenty of us as comedians have.
You survived.
Yeah, I survived. I didn't get booed. I did bring a bag of man with me. So but do some
Well,
more
I mean,
thinking.
sorry, Skunk and Nancy got booed when she came.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she got
yeah.
booed, and
Yeah,
look
but
where
look-
she turned out.
Yeah, but look what was she singing in the
Well,
middle.
well, rock. It was rock.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
somebody should have told her.
No, she got the memo. She read it wrong. She read
Yeah.
rockers. So like, I know you're into your music and all that, and as you stated, and another Dickie Bird told me that you was the first female A&R for EMI Records.
First black female to hold down that position. It may be actually just first female, but I'll say black because, you know, there's not
Yeah,
many.
add to it, get an extra grant.
Get an extra grant.
Yeah. So you were basically going to rave for free. That's what you're basically doing.
Well, yeah, it was wonderful. That was, do you know what? I love radio. I would say that that's my first love. But the position as an A&R manager, you know, especially at that level at EMI Records, has got to be my favourite job. Absolutely, because you just have, you know, if you drop your pencil, you can just call down and say, excuse me, can someone come up and pick my pencil up? Because they had a department for everything.
They had a pick-up pencil department.
They had a pick up your pencil department. When I had to fly somewhere and I said, oh, how do I fix it? It says, oh, go downstairs. When you go downstairs, there's like all these people sat round desks, and all they have to do is book flights for people.
This is why our country is the way it is. You know, 'cause that sounds like the budget with the 37 billion track and trace. But like, I know you've got an eye for talent, and you've got your own talent agency. What's the name of the talent agency?
Fly Fresh and Fat.
Yeah. So like, how did that come about?
Well, Fly Fresh and Fat actually was born at EMI Records. The name was devised by my son, who was 10 at the time, because what it was it is a compilation album that sourced talent from the streets. The best of them gets on this album, and the idea was to keep churning out the various volumes and that, and release singles from it until an act breaks, kind of thing. Unfortunately, I was terminated after 18 months, but that particular product...
They asked me to pick up pencils.
Look, too many pencils. I kept calling them, picking up my pencils, yeah.
I think we've got a little clip of that, actually.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, we got a little VT for that.
Dave.
I picked a boy 'cause I love you. You tell me that I should just trust you. And guess what, baby, I believe you. So tell me, what is it we gon' do? I let you show me new positions. You got my heart and now you're lying. You know I'm ready for transitions. When we're together, yeah, I'm flying. Guess we both know what it is. Tonight we gon' have us some kids. There ain't no need for no this. You got me taking some risk. This ain't just love, 'cause it sounds right.
All right then. Teenage Harry and Meghan right there.
That's really impressive, actually. Love
that was
clip.
the prize for LT, who won the relaunch of the 291 Club. That came. Yes, of course you were. That's it. 2018. So the idea is to give them something that they can work with, and so my son wrote the song and made the video, and so it was really done in-house. Fly Fresh and Fat is really me and my son. Until we can...
What's your son's name?
Marcus.
Marcus.
We got Marcus.
Yeah. Listen, all of that is just a little bit of what you do, because you have many strings to your bow. You are a woman of many talents. So we're going to talk beauty right now. And we are going to talk about the Elayne Smith hair boutique that you set up and you run. That's your business, right? First of all, I want to ask you, though, how do you juggle that all? How do you juggle it all?
God, how do I juggle it all? Well, to be honest with you, with the Elayne Smith hair boutique, that's on... I'm still sourcing the next range, if you like. So it'd be unfair for me to sit here and say that, oh, God, that's on hold at the moment, but we will be
just
really...
saying, for the tax man, this is a non-profit.
Oh, yeah, for the tax man, yeah. I'm not running all of those things.
A lot of people get bossed per my sure.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you just put one foot in front of the other, and you know what it is that you've got to do and when it's got to be done and who's available to help you do it, and you just put one foot in front of the other. The last year has been taken pretty much up by Mum, who's 91, 92 in March, and my mission for last year was to get her back to Jamaica settled, which I did just before Christmas, and she's there with my older brother now, just enjoying the sunshine, and I just feel like I deserve a holiday because it was so hard.
Yeah, well done.
It was good.
Comments like that, you know what I mean, just, you are a legend, you know what I mean, obviously, I mean, you're there for your family and stuff like that. And we are celebrating women, you know what I mean? And for me, like I said, like our rest of our guests today, like Angie and Debbie and those guys, you're always looking out for talent and you're always nurturing talent. Obviously, Janelle is one of the prime examples.
We did, and just going to come in there, actually, because back to your Elayne Smith hair boutique, I actually modelled for you about 20 years ago. And I still have a picture.
Leap years.
Oh, was it?
Oh, my days.
Yeah, I'm wearing one of your wigs.
Oh, my days.
That's you. You haven't changed a bit.
Is that me?
Yeah.
That's you, yeah, that's you. Look at Janelle looking like Dempsey and Makepeace.
Oh, my God.
That's a little surprise, isn't it?
Looking like a black Cagney Lacey. Look at that, look at you two, look.
We look like we should be doing some sort of movie there, don't we?
I'm telling them, man. Do you know what? You must have, Bear Man must have been trying to get used to that night there. How many numbers you get that night there?
That was at the European Federation of Businesswomen Owners event that used to happen
Yvonne
yearly.
Thompson.
Yvonne Thompson, Dr. Yvonne
Yes.
Thompson's event, yeah.
That's amazing.
And,
nice picture.
yeah,
there.
there's
Do you know, I ain't gonna lie to
I
you.
must get a copy of that. I've never
I'm
seen
not gonna lie to you, right? Look at you there, and even yourself, you know, right? And I'm being real, I'm not just saying it. You ain't really changed. You know what I mean? You still look the same. You know what I'm saying? And you look good, all right? Because I know you've got a milestone coming up. I've got a milestone. I'm not ashamed.
Oh, I'm not ashamed. I love my age.
I'm gonna be 50 in a couple of weeks.
You're gonna be 50.
The big 5-0 in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Like
40.
to my other people, 35. All right. But how old are you gonna be?
60.
Whoa, that is
You're not in Lionel Richie's league, but apart from that, you 60 years old.
60. I mean, he'll say you're young, innit? Yeah, 60 with 2 grandma stripes.
Wow.
James and Christopher.
Yeah, I've got 3, so keep up.
All right, I'll tell. Yeah, they're due to give me a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was fast.
Yeah. Well, back to the kind of radio presenting and TV presenting. You've got one of the smoothest voices in the business. I'm sure you've been told that before. We were saying that earlier, weren't we, Quincy? How much we love you.
Smooth. Your voice has sent me asleep plenty. A smile upon my face. Apologies, Marcus. When I need to sleep, I just turn and.
But tell us about the Lwr Soul Syndicate, because venues are opening soon. So are you planning on bringing it back?
Yes, definitely. We've started already. So we started before Christmas. In fact, we did a relaunch, I think it was June last year, and we loved it so much. And the amount of people that turned out told us that they still remember Lwr and the Soul Syndicate. And so Zach has got Lwr up and running at the moment, which is just phenomenal. And when I thought about doing a show on Lwr, I thought it makes a lot of sense to actually do it as the Soul Syndicate show. So the 3 of us come together on a Saturday, midday, lwrradio.com, and we do alternative half an hour playing, going across the board. Barry Master Mix It B with his house, JJ with his boogie, and I just, you know, come in with a lot of reggae because I love it so much. And
me too.
yeah, so it's kind of in preparation for when we go back out on the road again. And I remember the first show that we went, when we went on to Lwr, Zach rang up and said, I had to ring up where they can allow more listeners because we broke the internet.
Oh. Oh, you broke the internet.
We broke the internet.
Wow.
He had to, like, you know, get more space, more than the 50 he had on there.
It's in the graphics folder. That's right. I just remembered it's in the graphics folder, wherever the graphics folder is. It's in Word 10, Windows 10.
Oh, broke the internet. What? That's gone over my head.
Yeah, it's like graphics folders, like pay as you go. Like when you have to top up.
You had to top up. Yeah.
Listen, it is International Women's Day special that we are celebrating today, and as a phenomenal woman yourself, I'm sure you've been inspired by some other females. So tell us, who is the woman that you would like to celebrate?
Do you know, it's a really, really hard one because there's so many of my peers that I want to mention, and there's so many of them, and I didn't know how long this was going to take. But if I were to say that somebody that's older than me and I love their persona, would be Diana Ross. Yeah. Diana Ross, because I think she's just the epitome of femininity. You know, and growing up in a world where it's so male-driven, and if you want to get past that glass ceiling as a woman, you've got to somehow take on this testosterone as well and be kind of a bit... But she has reached where she's reached also gracefully and also wonderful, and her children all grown, and I think one of them we can watch on a sitcom at the moment.
Yeah, and Tracy? Tracy? Yeah, Tracy.
You're a bit of a fan, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah, she's Blackish and Girlfriends.
Girlfriends, that's it. And I just think that she's...
Nas's ex.
Oh, was it?
Apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But, you know, I just think that... And the other thing that I really like about her is that you don't hear her name in any kind of colours, apart from the time she was trying to take that spliff through the airport. But...
It was planted.
Allegedly. You say allegedly. Allegedly.
Dionne Warwick put it in there.
Dionne Warwick. put it in there.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Listen, Elaine, it is such a pleasure having you with us in the studio.
you.
Thank you so much for coming in. And you're sticking around, aren't you?
I am. I want to see Angie Le Mar.
So make yourself comfy.
Thank you.
Right now, we are going over to the Culture Corner, guys, where we have Alim Kamara, who is a professional storyteller, and he's going to tell us the story behind that Dr. Martin Luther King speech, I Have a Dream. Here we go.
I have a dream that one day...
All right, we're going to come back to that.
Now, talking about... so you got Diana Ross.
Diana Ross, yeah.
Is one of yours. Yours was...
Mine was Floella Benjamin, but also... Okay, so of course my mum and my grandmother, who's now deceased.
That's easy, man.
No, it is easy, but it wouldn't be right if I didn't mention them, have to mention them. But another female who I have to shout out is June Daley, Dr. June Daley, who is the president of Miss Jamaica UK, amongst many other things. And my kind of journey in entertainment and being exposed to the world, really, like, started when I did Miss Jamaica UK way back when. So I just want to send a massive shout out to June Daley. She's a phenomenal woman. There are so many out there, actually.
There's so many. You know, June's my friend, and then if I say June, I've got to say Ellen Thomas, and then you've got to say Donna, and then you've got Donna
Kroll.
You know, this, it just...
There's so many.
The list is endless. The list is endless. You know what I mean? So we should have that clip there, shouldn't we?
But do you know what? Do you know what? Talking of those ladies, what really inspired me back then, and I was telling Quincy about this, is that you guys had a sister circle before it was even trendy. That's what I remember. So as Miss Jamaica UK, June used to take me everywhere, obviously, and introduce me to kind of my elders, if you like, you females. And you ladies really had a tight-knit kind of circle of women who encouraged and supported each other. I mean, the likes of you mentioned Ellen, Angie Le Mar, Angie Greaves, Brenda Imanis, Rihanna Scipio. There's so many of you.
Jenny
Francis, you know, Laverne Archer.
Did you guys ever like have like, do you know, like, I would say you guys were like the Rat Pack for like females, where you had all that massive talent, and you all came around the same time, and technically you were like the Rat Pack, you know what I mean? With people, and you had not just female fans, you had male fans. Yeah. I mean, and for the right reasons. Yeah. You know what I mean, not stalkers.
No.
You know what I mean? They admired what you guys do. You know what I mean? So why do you think that it was so that time was so precious for you guys?
Do you know? I don't know. Well, I certainly didn't. I don't know whether we knew how hard or that we was actually in the lion's den. I just think we were doing what was natural, and I just think what's natural is bonding amongst the sisters, because we started from, you know, doing each other's hair in the kitchen. I think it's just a natural thing. It's like, you know how we call each other auntie or sister, or, you know, you can come to my house. If you've been to my house over 3 times, then you're my cousin. That's how we grew up, innit? Yeah. I can't really give you a definitive answer, but I just think it's just, it was just a natural thing. It was a natural thing.
Seeing it as a younger female, it did seem really natural.
Yeah, I mean, Mary Martin, we've got to put Mary Martin of London in there, you know, one of London's leading designers, and I recommend that she comes on here too. She's wonderful.
Well, we're going to come back to that. Sorry, guys, we've had some technical difficulties. I think with Culture Corner, we may bring it to you a little later, but for now...
Let's go. Let's take a walk over. Right, so you're right to stay
there. Take a stroll.
I'm okay. Yeah. You're leaving me here on my own? Okay.
There over. And there we are.
Ooh.
Things are set.
What is this?
Right, so I think I'm going to introduce this next young lady, our next young guest. Now, our next young guest, and I say young because she acts young, she is young in heart in general, and it is an inspiration to quite a few people. Without any further ado, Miss Debbie Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause, Miss Debbie Adams. How you doing, Debs? You all right?
Yes, hi. Thank you for inviting me on the show. I've been loving it.
You've been loving it, yeah? So like McDonald's or Diet McDonald's?
Definitely look like McDonald's.
Listen, Debbie, you're actually a weight loss consultant, right? But before we go into that, I want to hear all about your story, because you weren't always looking that trim and healthy, and it's a really quite a moving and a touching story. So tell us a bit about your journey.
Okay, so I guess like a lot of women out there, in my early years, I yo-yoed quite a bit and have tried every single diet that there was out there. In 2013, I was getting married, and I, went to the wedding shops, none of the dresses fit. So there was somebody that I saw that was losing weight. She told me about the one-to-one diet, my Cambridge weight plan. I did it. I dropped 3.5 stones in 12 weeks, and I felt fabulous. I then got pregnant, and it was a horrendous pregnancy. I spent most of that pregnancy in hospital. I had a blood clot in my lung. I gained 8 stones, and that was from all the medications, steroids, and just being, literally on my back. And after I had my son, I'm now weighing in at 20 stone 8. I remember like standing in the corridor at the hospital and being told by the doctors that if you don't get that weight off, you will have a heart attack within the next 7 years. And you've got a newborn baby, you've got everything to live for, and then they're saying to you that I'm on blood thinners and I've got all sorts going on, you need to get that weight off. But luckily for me, I had done this diet before. So as soon as I was fit enough, which took me about 7 months to get back, I got back on the diet, and I lost 8 stones within 7 months, and absolutely it transformed my life.
That's amazing.
I then went on.
Well done. Go on.
Well, yeah. Do you know what? That is quite hard-hitting and shocking news to hear, that if you don't sort yourself out, you've got 7 years to live. How did that make you feel?
I think for me at the time, I remember my son was in intensive care because they put me to sleep to deliver him with all the complications. And I remember like looking at this little baby and thinking, I need to sort myself out. I need to get to do something about this. And I think knowing what I know now, I know I'm not the only one in that position. There are many people out there, whether it be diabetes, heart attack, stroke, where the doctors will tell you, your health is now no longer just aesthetics. It's, if you don't sort it out, you're at risk, you won't be here anymore. But they give you that news, but they don't often tell you what to do about it. So I was stood there thinking, okay, well, great, I've lost my confidence, I don't feel great. But luckily for me, I did know what to do and where I could go to get some help and support. And that was ultimately get myself a coach. I needed to find a consultant that was going to help me and support me, because I knew I couldn't do it on my own. And there's several diets out there. I don't knock any of them. I just encourage people to do something. But for me, I needed a firm hand, and I needed somebody that was going to tell me, no, get on with it. And that's what I did. And this is what the one-to-one diet gives. It gives you that one-to-one support to help you every step of the way, and or to keep an eye on me and give me that accountability. That's what I did.
Do you know what? We've got some foods in here for the one-to-one. I can, Adam, I've done this, I don't know why you put the chicken in front of me for, but it is what it is. I didn't eat it, Debs, honestly, I didn't eat it. If I did, I took the skin off.
So, what do we have? What do we have?
All right. So what we got here? Can you can see what we got in here, Debs?
Well, okay. So I think that looks like a vanilla shake. So the one-to-one diet, there are several steps. So some are a total meal replacement, where we take people away from food completely, and others are a mixture. So I did a mixture when I lost 8 stones. I did some replacement meals, and I did low-calorie meals that I prepared myself. So I think in front of you is a lovely, delicious vanilla shake.
That's a vanilla shake.
That's a vanilla shake. Yeah, that's a vanilla shake there.
But it's very specific, isn't it, Debbie and Quincy? Because you also kind of have everything that you have is provided. So I think there's porridge here as well for breakfast.
That's porridge here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some porridge for breakfast.
So you've got several products. It looks a bit better than that when you make it live, but there are several products. So we've got shakes, we've got smoothies, we've got bars.
And I've got noodles. I've got noodles there.
And some noodles.
Yeah, we've got replacement meals that come in. They look something like that for people. And then obviously I would prepare my own meals for dinner. So I would be having things like clean meats, like white fish fillets, cauliflower rice, chicken, eggs. And that's what, making those simple switches is what I encourage people to do. So, and that's this is to get the weight off. The real diet starts, as we all know, is when I transition you back to conventional food and support people to change their lifestyle and healthy exercise and stuff like that.
So we're going to see a picture of you right now.
Look at a picture at Deb's before and after.
Okay, so that's after.
This is the after.
It's definitely
the
not
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think with my got to see me sat in the chair, like most of us. I was on a beach in my cover-ups. When you come out of the pool, you grab your towel because you don't want anyone to see your thighs or your bottom, and you've got to go to the bar. So I had that kind of scenario that many women can identify with. But then once I'd lost the weight, the confidence grows, and I was able to wear the clothes rather than, that feeling. I think that resonates with a lot. You get an invitation, and rather than thinking, oh my gosh, it's so-and-so's birthday, you're thinking, what am I going to wear?
Listen, Debbie, you've done absolutely amazing. I mean, we've seen the photos of you, the food wafting in front of me, but I'm going to bring someone else on who really put this diet to the test. Let's welcome Nathan, everyone.
Hey!
Hey, Nathan.
Hey!
How you doing, Nathan?
What's going on, Nath?
I'm doing great. How we doing?
I'm all right. So look, you are the success story of one of our guests, Debbie Adams. You know what I mean? Just tell us a bit about your journey. And first of all, just to let people know, how much did when you started out, how much you weighed?
36.9 stones.
Wow.
Say that again?
36.9 stones.
Wow.
God. Do you know what? And I'm going to say to you, you know what I mean, to weigh that much, the heaviest I've been was 24. I was at 24, and I was like stretch mark in the fingers fat. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? So like, obviously we see a picture of you. You know what I mean? When you was at that weight. You know what I mean? How did you feel? But most importantly, where was you at mentally when you was feeling like that?
Do you know what? I was low in a sense of life was hard, innit? I was when I took that picture, I was actually 29. My doctor told me at the age of 14 I wasn't gonna make it to 30. So you can imagine, I'm looking at that picture thinking I've got a year left and this is it. So I wasn't in the best place. I wasn't living the sort of young, healthy lifestyle that a man's supposed to have. I had sleep apnea, so I had to sleep with a machine and all sorts every night. So you can imagine just trying to walk up a flight of stairs, my lower back was killing me. Not even just the stairs, just walking in general. So life was hard, just lugging around that sort of excess weight. So I wasn't in the best state. I tried to sort of force the happiness out of me. Do you know what I mean? So I was happy when I was eating, I was happy when I was drinking, but that's about it really.
Listen, Nathan, you certainly, from the pictures we've seen, you were carrying quite a few extra pounds.
Don't cry, Nathan, mate, don't cry.
You were carrying a few extra pounds, and to receive that news so young that you may not make it to 30, I mean, was that the final straw for you? Was that the motivator for you?
Nah, I'm not going to lie to no one. I had many sort of pushes to lose weight. So at 13, I couldn't get on a theme park ride at Alton Towers. I got taken off, I was too big. 14, doctor said not going to make it to 13. When I got to 23, I took a flight and I needed an extension belt. I thought I had to take out a credit card to pay for extra seat. But all of this, like nothing. There was nothing. Nothing that triggered me.
Wow.
So look,
seriously, my eyes are burning. I promise.
Eyes are burning, yeah?
Take the glasses off.
You've been cutting onions, yeah?
Hey.
It's good. It's just
pepper in my food earlier.
Okay. So Debbie, you know, this was with your help. You intervened, actually, and helped Nathan get to where he is. And the diet, actually, that we have is the Cambridge one-to-one diet. So tell us about how you helped Nathan make that progress and what the diet, one-to-one diet is all about.
And tell him how you really done it, Deb.
Well, Nathan and I used to work together. So before I became a full-time consultant, I was in the corporate world running a trading team, and Nathan worked there. And I saw him, and I think I'd done my journey, and I just remember saying to him, I know something that can help you too. He ran away from me for about 4 months because I was showing him the pictures and, you know, he didn't believe it. But eventually he agreed to give it a go for 1 week, you know. So we started him at 36 stone 9. Nathan used to eat a bucket of KFC. No, hands down, no problem, to himself. So coming onto this program, I knew as a coach that I needed to sustain him and keep him full. So his diet would be, you know, wholemeal bread, a couple of poached eggs or boiled eggs for breakfast. He was having some shakes. He was having drinking milk. He was having lots of chicken, broccoli. We switched out the rice that he would normally have for some healthier options like cauliflower rice, and kept him full all throughout the day. First week, Nathan weighed in, he lost 17 pounds. And I think for him, that was, you know, the switch, giving up the alcohol that he was consuming and making that switch. And I think from that point I had him. And, you know, I work with my clients on a daily basis, you know, checking in. And with Nathan, you know, if you're morbidly obese, you do need that extra support. So I, you know, was there for him. And I am with all my clients, whether you've got 2 stone, 10 stone to lose, it doesn't matter. You need someone. And I was there for him. Nathan, I think the non-scale victories were so huge and so life-changing that he went all the way and dropped 18.5 stones in 13 months. And, you know, ultimately now has gone on to win. He won Male Slimmer of the Year and is the ambassador for the brand, which is an awesome, you know, title to be given, that after doing such hard work, that the recognition that you have really, you know, completely changed his life around, and now joined my team, because obviously, you know, we support clients all over the country to achieve their goals. So Nathan is now part of my team, helping and supporting clients every single day and we keep it real, you know, and we understand. And I think that was, for me, the differences. So when my clients come to me, I've got like a little window, you know, I get a window into their lives because everybody's different. Nathan's first day that he was due to start the diet, I had a phone call, Debs, my mum's just cooked my favourite oxtail. Can I start tomorrow? And I was like, nah, you know, because I'm not afraid to say no. I said, we said today, you're doing it today, and I don't care about no oxtail. Get on with it. And, you know, he'll tell you that's what he needed. He wanted, you know, if I would have said, oh yeah, start tomorrow, then this, you know, that would have, you know, I was like, no, we've agreed. We're starting on Sunday, 24th of March. And that's what we did. And he'd often ask me things. I often say no. Quincy knows. I'll be like, no, you're not doing it.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But one of the things is that, you know, along that journey, you know, whether it be drinking your water, prompting you to drink your water, etc., I think that, you know, my clients, I tell them, okay, if I get on your nerves along your journey, I don't care. Yeah, I'm your coach. I'm not here to be your friend, I'm your coach. But one day, like he does now, you're going to love me. And that's ultimately the goal.
Debbie, listen, you must be so proud. And Nathan, congratulations. Congratulations to the both of you, actually, because you've made tremendous progress. And now, Nathan, you're the poster boy. So well done, well done, well done, you.
Nathan, you've lost so much weight, obviously the glasses can't fit you, it's taking them off.
No one's there.
Yeah, you go with Debs, you lose so much weight, she makes you scratch out your eyes. That's so bad.
Listen, guys, thank you so much. That's a truly inspirational story. For those of you who are watching out there, if you want to try the one-to-one diet, get in touch with Nathan and Debbie. Their information is on the screen through their socials. And if you mention Extra Time Friday, you get 10% off. So don't hesitate. Start today. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Goodbye.
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Inspirational. Inspirational, man. Inspirational.
That was a great story. Great story.
All right, look, have you had that yo-yo experience before?
Oh God, all the time, over the years.
We've all been through it. I mean, I've done Debbie's a challenge, and I lost around 2 stone.
Wow.
In the space of 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so it works.
Well done, you.
You know what I mean? And I haven't really put it back on. You know what I mean? So still in the old Zara's. Hashtag sponsor the team.
Okay, look, we actually have Culture Corner now, so we are going to go straight over to Culture Corner. Here is Alim Kamara. Here you go, guys.
We're celebrating women, right? We are celebrating the queens. So this story is about a woman called Mahalia Jackson. They call her the Queen of Gospel. And she would open up for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. before he did his speeches. She would sing. And so she was quite close with him. And then it is said that one day Dr. Martin Luther King was getting ready to deliver a speech in front of 250,000 people. And whilst he was rehearsing the speech, he said something about a dream. Mahalia Jackson happened to be around, and she loved what she heard about the dream. But she left. When she left, it was decided that Dr. Martin Luther King's speech needed to be more practical. Nobody wanted to hear that dream stuff. Who wanted to hear that? So they took the part about the dream out. Now on the day of the speech, man, Dr. Martin Luther King was there, Washington, D.C., delivering 250,000 people. They was delivering. Now, as he was reading, Mahalia Jackson, because she'd been around him so much, she could tell when he was coming to the close of his speech. She realized that he hadn't said anything about a dream. And she was thinking, bruv, you better say something about this dream or else, eh? And when she could see that he wasn't going to say anything, she stood up. This woman stood up in front of people and shouted, "Tell them about the dream, Martin! Tell them about the dream!" And they said that Dr. Martin Luther King looked at her like, this woman is crazy. But they said he then pushed the speech that he had been reading away. And then his back went up and the preacher boy came out. And all you heard, "I have a dream." Now today, as a result of Mahalia Jackson believing in Dr. Martin Luther King, listening to him, she pushed him. So we salute you, Mahalia Jackson, because without you, we may not have the "I have a dream" speech. In fact, we wouldn't have had the "I have a dream" speech. Story.
Well done, Alim Kamara, ladies and gentlemen, a Culture Corner. And like we normally say, each and every week, if you want to become a member on the Culture Corner, all you got to do is just send us a message and tell us the reason why you want to become on Culture Corner on the Facebook, Stomping Pictures, and also YouTube. Now, we've got our final guest, and a guest which I literally let my hair down for today. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a comedian, she's an actress, she's a businesswoman, she's a writer, and she's one of my mentors. And I say that with any apology, without any further ado, Miss Angie Le Mar, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Quincy. Hi, everyone.
Hey. Hello, Angie. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good to see you. Your hair looks lovely.
Oh, thank you.
He's blushing, Angie.
Again, all mauve.
Hi, Elaine. Hi, Janelle.
Hey. Listen, Angie,
What's up, girl?
We're good. Listen, it's fabulous to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, again, this is about celebrating women in advance of International Women's Day, which is on Monday. Yeah. And like Elaine, you have been in the entertainment industry now for many, many years. Where did it all start for you? Where did your passion spring from?
For me, it started with just hearing people laugh. I love to hear laughter. And from I was a young girl at school, that was one of my problems at school, just cracking jokes, always cracking jokes, until I got kicked out of school. and, you know, went to another school and still cracked jokes. So for me, it was always that thinking that this is really funny in my head and I want to share it with people and I have to share it. And then I became Britain's first black stand-up female comedian. So it all makes sense.
One of your contemporaries, Ginny Asheray, was the first UK comic to do Def Jam, but before that, you had done the Live at the Apollo and you smashed it out of the park. What was that feeling like?
Well, you know, I watched the Apollo growing up. You know, we always used to watch it and think, oh my God, that would be a dream to go there. And I'm the sort of person that I'll just ask the question, can I do this? And I went there and I kind of Googled that Chuck Sutton was running the Apollo at the time. So when I went there, I said, I'd like to see Chuck Sutton. And they went upstairs and got him when they came down, but they had a little bit of security with him because I think they felt, who is this British woman that is just daring to come up here in her young self to, you know, ask for the Chuck Sutton. And actually, I said to him, it's been my dream to play the Apollo. And he said, well, okay, you're going to be my special guest tomorrow. And I looked at him like, okay, cool. And when I came back the next day, I thought I was going to be in like the smaller theatres. They put me in a 3,000-seater. And that was just like, you know, you just dare to do something and you just do it and turn up. Yeah. So it was a really great experience.
No, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, no,
I think we've actually got a clip of you doing some stand-up. So look forward to this.
And you know, it's like growing up at school, I used to think to myself, why? How come men don't check me out? My boys don't fancy me. Oh, things have changed, things have changed. And my mum used to say to me, don't let no boys, you know, because you know sex lessons was never sex lessons at home, was it? Anybody here's parents sit them down and talk about sex? No, my parent came into my room and said, Mum, my mum came and she goes, Angie, don't do it, all right? Very simple. You'll find that you'll start growing breasts and things might happen. Nothing. Didn't even like to say the word sex. It was like, you're having sex.
Amazing, amazing. Love that, love that.
The wig has lasted. It's one of DJ Elayne's wigs.
Quality, that's what we say. Listen, I love the boldness of both yourself and Elayne, and it's inspired people like me, and I'm sure, you know, generations to come. But you actually both started on Choice FM, and Angie, you were the host of a Saturday morning breakfast show. And, you know, you both were very successful in your own right with Choice. And Choice was one of the only outlets for us and our community in terms of, you know, something for us and by us. So despite both of your successes, why do you think we still struggle to get our foot in the mainstream door?
I think the biggest thing, and I'll correct you first, I kind of started on LWR with DJ Elayne. And I remember Elayne used to come into LWR studios. She used to be fur coat and sunglasses in the night. And I used to look at her and think, oh my God, Elayne.
Not a lot has changed, Angie.
Nothing's changed.
She turned up like that today.
When I saw her in her glasses, I thought... But you know, to say that, to answer your question, I don't think much has changed because I think we still keep knocking the doors and asking for permission. And we kind of have to move on now and accept that we got to build our own. And we've been doing that for the last how many years now and getting on with it. Yeah. Sometimes we get a wind like George Floyd last year and everybody starts to jump on the diversity thing and they try and give hope. But, you know, I think you have to change hearts, and I don't think you can change people's hearts as easy as you think. So I think it's time for us to get on with our own platform and, like what Quincy's doing here, build it and they will come.
Yeah, that's what I say.
And one of the things which I love about you, and I, in a way, envy as well, and your son does it, that you don't curse, yeah, considering that you're from Lewisham. Yeah. And you've taken your stand-up and you've taken it to the next level, and you've gone into storytelling, and you've written plays, which one of the first sketch shows I did. But you've done plays like The Brothers, Do You Know My Daughter, and also Funny Black Women as well. I mean, like, Where does it end, or is it just continuous?
You know, it's never going to end until it's over, and this is it. You know, we've got the power of the pen. I like writing plays. I love doing stand-up. I like producing other, you know, people's work as well. So it doesn't end. You know, at the moment I'm writing a film. We've got sitcom on the go. We've got talk show. We've got so many things going. It's a really exciting time right now because it's not over. And after coming through what happened last year and what we're still going through now, if you don't realize now you've got to go for all your dreams and pick them up, and even the old dreams that you had, go back and pick them up, because life is telling us, go for it. You know, you only live once. And we've had a great run. You know, DJ Elayne and I have gone over, we're talking over 35 years we go back. And when you talk about sisterhood, we got each other's back. And that's just the rule, without telling each other that, you know, we will jump for each other, we will fight for each other, and it's been a long road, and we really wish each other well, and we want everyone to succeed, and we picked that up from back in the day, and it's something that we've carried through all these years.
That's right, and that's something I was saying. It was natural. This is before sisterhood and sister circle was a trend. I remember seeing that in my youth and looking up to you guys and just being in awe and inspired of you guys. But I'm just going to mention a quick fact. You were on Loose Women way back in 2012. And now, of course, we have, you know, an all, on occasions we have an all-black female panel, of course. But you blazed that trail then. Now, I think that deserves a little bit of an applause, because that's wonderful.
I was sitting at the table and I thought, you know, this doesn't work out, it's all good, but it inspired me to go and create Ladies Talk, to go and create our own chat show and just build our own thing, because we can't keep asking. It's great now, they've got, you know, Judy Love, Charlene White and Kelly, everyone's up there now, and it's great, you know, that we've got that now, and it's not even Black History Month.
Or it should be Black History Month every day of the year. But do you know what? Talking of black females, before we kind of wrap up for the evening, I just want to touch on all the furore around Meghan and Harry in the news and get yours and Elaine's thoughts on that. What's your opinion?
Don't cuss, please.
You know, Monday night is going to be the night to end this whole virus, you know, because I really do believe that, you know, they're giving her a hard time saying that, you know, she should shut her mouth and go away. We all know what's been going on. They didn't want a black woman to go into that Buckingham Palace and have any power whatsoever. And I'm really proud that Meghan just said, you know what, let's go. And what I love even more about Harry is that he just said, hey, yeah, come and get out of this place now. And someone like Oprah, listen, to call Oprah, to say, Oprah, you know, what you're saying, Oprah say, I'm the one. Tyler Perry, I'm the one to come to, because they lived at Tyler Perry's house. This is time. And I think that black women are speaking up, rising up, and they're saying, you don't get to talk to us like that. You don't get to treat us like that. And we're done with it now. We're calling it now. And I can't on Monday, because I'd be like, girl.
What about you, Harry and Meghan? Is it same?
Exactly. I echo what Angie says, and I'd go on to say that, you know, Harry is Diana's son through and through, because I mean, even though he was too young to quite know what was going on, he's actually doing what I think his mother would want him to do. You know what I mean? And he's actually, without even making a big song and dance about it, he's still flying the flag for his mother through, you know, through following his heart and doing what he wants to do. Do you know what I mean? And he just looks like a very nice man and looking after our Meghan very, very well.
And you know, Andrew, before we ask for your nomination, I do want to say, do you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm actually going to watch it. I'm going to watch it on the CBS, is on, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to watch it Sunday. That's my Sunday. I think the clip which CBS released when Harry said, I do not want history to repeat itself.
Right.
That is killing them. That's killing them.
And that should be enough for them to say, you know what, this young man was walking behind his mother's coffin. He knows more about the firm than we will ever know. And for him to get up and leave, it's nothing to do with Meghan, because Meghan couldn't take Buckingham Palace. He took Meghan and said, come, let's go. And she said, this is what behind you. And I wish them all the best. I pray for their safety. And I hope they're in Hollywood making millions and millions and millions.
Yes,
I hope so.
Amen to that.
So look, Ange, before we head out, you've heard Janelle's women who she's praising. You've heard our very own Elayne's. Who's your woman, would you say, that for International Women's Month, before I reveal mine, sticks out for you?
You know, I think for me, it's definitely Trisha Goddard. At this time in this season, we have got to have a peek into her life. And to see someone who has gone through, we only kind of met her as a chat show host, but to see her struggle and what she's gone through and the things that she's overcome, mental breakdown, and, to go through the cancer and, losing her mum, there's so much there. And to pull through and still come on top, she's a reminder to us all never to give up, because you see, the black ain't cracking. The black ain't gonna crack. So when I speak to Debbie and Debbie takes 2 stones off me, because I'm gonna call her, because I'm not standing up, because I'm not like DJ Elayne, who's always been like this. So for me, Trisha has just said to us, don't ever give up, keep going. Even when you're in your darkest moments, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. And I salute her. And when I was watching her on that guy, I don't even want to say his name, when I was watching him on that show, I just thought to myself, yes, sis, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
That guy, the Muppet. The Muppet guy. All right, look.
But we can't help ourselves, though. It's innate. We just keep going. Even when they say stop.
It's in our genes, isn't it?
We just keep going.
It's in our genes. And we could keep going tonight
to come from mental health, to come from mental health, to come from cancer, to come from nearly losing your children, to go to different countries, your husband has got HIV and you think that you might have it, to go, that's a lot. And I mean, we haven't even listed what we've all gone through, but to see it play out.
Show, I think, Angie, and we'll definitely have to have yourself back. And also you, Elayne, right? Definitely.
No, definitely.
Janelle wants us to go. Janelle, do you want us to go? Is that what you're saying?
I've got someone in my ear.
Yeah, and you know what? The funny thing about it, because Angie can read the signs when you're trying to hurry up.
When you're trying to wrap up,
How can I style the professionals? I can't style the professionals.
You took it to a pro. Look, Ange, I really appreciate, I mean, whenever I call you, you're always there for me, and I'll always love you for it, and I'll stream your name out every time someone tells me about who's your inspirations, and you are definitely one of them, and I love you for it, right? So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look at her, she's gorgeous, man. Look at her.
Yes,
look at her.
Stunner.
And she's Jamaican.
But have you been round to wash her dishes yet?
No, I haven't been round to wash the dishes yet, but I will soon. So look, before we hear that, right, I haven't given my nomination for a woman I celebrate and a woman I admire and got a lot of time for. My nomination for Woman, International Women's of the Month is Maura Stewart. And I'll tell you the reason why. Right? She's Dominican, right? But the side we got the fame was the Bajan side. So anything with Bajan in it, it could be your toe, And I wanna, just Maura, if you're listening, if you're watching, just do the news, come back and do it in the accent.
In the accent.
Today, Harry and Meghan drop out and they can't find them more. Right, it's just what, so Harry and Meghan. Look, I want to big up, thank everybody for coming down. I'd like to thank the Queen, Angie Le Mar, round for Angie Le Mar.
And we have to thank the lady in the studio in orange, DJ Elayne Smith, everybody. Alim Kamara, who was in the Culture Corner.
And also, I want to thank Debbie Adams and Nathan Watkins in the house.
Now listen, guys, we have a really special show coming up for you next week. It's for Mother's Day. Send us your comments, any shout-outs for your mum, and it just remains for us to say thank you very much for watching.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we said that we're going to top it off at the beginning of the show and salute the Wailers. So, do you know what? I said, wait, and let's do it at the end. So without any further ado, give a round of applause for Emiliyah and the Extra Timer!
together with a roof right over our heads. We shared a shelter, yeah, of my single bed. We shared the same room. Jah provides the bread. Is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love, is this love, is this love? Is this love, is this love, is this love? Is this love, is this love? I wanna know